Right, theorem 311, perpendicular transversal theorem. I actually didn't write the title into that one. Oh goodness, sorry. Perpendicular transversal, forgot the S, theorem. This one has a name, which is nice. Theorem 3.11. If a transversal is perpendicular to one of two parallel lines, then it is perpendicular to the other. So if I have two lines, and we know these lines are parallel because they have these handy-dandy little arrows on them. Let's just label those. And here's my transversal, which I'm going to label T for transversal. If the transversal is perpendicular to one line, then this theorem states that it is perpendicular to the other one. Okay, so if H is parallel to K and T is perpendicular to H, then T is perpendicular to K. Right? Theorem 3.12. This one has a name too. Lines perpendicular to a sorry, spelling error, transversal theorem. In a plane, if two lines are perpendicular to the same line, then they are parallel to each other. So here I have two lines, M and N. Okay, if two lines are perpendicular to the same line, S for same line, so these are both perpendicular to line S, therefore they're parallel. So if M is perpendicular to S and N is perpendicular to S, then M is parallel to N. Right, determine which lines, if any, must be parallel in the diagram. Explain your reasoning. I'm just going to make a list of parallel lines. So first of all, we can say that P and Q are perpendicular. P and Q are perpendicular to S. So theorem 312 says that P is parallel to Q. Okay, we can also say that S and T are both perpendicular to Q. So theorem 312 also says that S is parallel to T. All right, let's try one on your own. In the diagram at the right, is B parallel to A? Explain your reasoning. Is B perpendicular to C? Explain your reasoning. Push pause. I'll do both of these. All right, number 3. Yes, B is parallel to A, B and A, because lines perpendicular to a transversal, D is the transversal, okay? Lines perpendicular to a transversal. The theorem states that if two lines are perpendicular to a transversal, then they are parallel. Number 4, is B perpendicular to C? Yes. C and D are parallel because of that same theorem. Lines perpendicular to a transversal are parallel. So B has to be perpendicular to C by the perpendicular transversal theorem. Okay, if B is perpendicular to D, then it's perpendicular to C because it is the transversal for parallel lines. These are parallel, that's a transversal, it's perpendicular to one, therefore it's perpendicular to the other. Okay, we're going to pause here. You need to watch actually the first two parts for part 1, and the third part, part 2, which is awfully confusing. Basically, I didn't add enough into the first video, so I just recorded a little bit. So this part that we're going to start next is actually going to be the second half of your lesson.